Hello, Trevor Cutmore here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I really hope you're enjoying the videos. Please subscribe, share and make comments, and so I can get back to you. Now, where I live, I am a few miles away from the red arrows, and they are flying around, and there could be a lot of noise, but it is fun when I can sit in my garden and watch them. So I'm not going to stop the video. I'm just going to sort of go through it. You will hear it, and I'll put a couple of pictures because I've just taken a couple of pictures of them flying about. They're doing all of their sequences and stuff, and sometimes they do big hearts in the sky. It's really amazing what they do. It's been lovely. Anyway, look, first of all, I've got to apologize to you because on Friday the first video of a 6-part series of an interview I did with Rick Otton got cancelled, and I had to pull it. Why? Well, I announced it last Monday, and that went all the way back to Australia, and lawyers got involved, and they contacted Rick's lawyers. Then I got contacted in 4 different ways last week asking me to pull. I got on the phone, I had a chat with Rick. I spoke to my own lawyers about my position with the interview, and it was deemed that I should refrain from airing that video. Very much the consensus was, you know, am I an agent or a servant to Rick Otton? I am absolutely not. I know Rick. I've known him for a few years. That's because we were in similar business, and I was interested to get the story from his side of what happened, and to hear it from the horse's mouth, because obviously there was a lot of stuff in the media, a lot of commentary on other forums, etc., and all talking a lot of stuff, but what was the truth and what wasn't. And it was interesting, and you know, to get his side, and it was a really good interview. Look, it's quite interesting. You have to understand that there are global laws in place now because of internet and everything else that goes around. Obviously, Rick was banned from being a director in a company in Australia for 10 years. There are other things in place that he can't do because of his book that he wrote, which was Buy a House for $1. I spoke about that last week, which some of you would have seen that video. Just go back and watch that. The truth about that and what happens. And there was, you know, he's not alone in what he's done, because we do come under the Consumer Rights Act of 2015. That means, are we selling, is there anything mis-selling, etc., etc., and that's a very important thing. So when somebody says, I have 6 places left for the first 6 people can sign up and they get it at this price, or we're going to give you this bonus. Well, any company that's saying that, they're going to have to evidence that they've only got 6 spaces. And again, if they've said that they've got, you know, these people have done X, Y, and Z, and they haven't, and you know, I've seen this many times with other companies where they have people stand on stage and said, yes, I'm financially free. And I'm really, you know, sad to say that it's not true on many occasions. And I saw one young man who went on the stage and he didn't have 1 property, and he said he was financially free. And I'm thinking, why are you doing this? Now, I still can't tell you why people will do this. I just don't know. But Rick wasn't alone. This is a common thread of what's going on in the property world, and it is a real shame. Now, Leslie Tail, myself, we started Cashflow-freedom, the training. Well, she started it, and then she co-opted me in. We were, before COVID came, we were going down the route of having our training accredited. It was a long road to go down, very expensive, but that's what we wanted to do. Now, unfortunately, with the close down and the lockdown and everything, and you know, even now we're only allowed up to 6 people. We didn't know. We put a halt to it. We stopped it about 3 months ago and said, look, we're just going to put it on the shelf and stop. And so it's a shame, because we want to teach people the right way and to give them all of the information and not falsify it and not tell people, look, this is what you're going to do. A lot of those people who are training say, you know, anyone can do it. Well, can anyone do it? I'm sorry, but you need hard work, you need to have some self-confidence, and you need to learn. And there are some people who can't do that for whatever reason. So it's not anyone. I would say anyone wants to apply themselves, want to learn, etc., etc., yes. But, you know, the fact that you say anyone can do it, some people I know just can't do it. Let's take, you know, if you are going to use options as one strategy, I do many strategies, and options, again, commercial world, I use them more in the commercial world than I do in residential now, but I went into the residential using purchase lease options, purchase options, etc. Now I haven't finished, and I will continue to do that, but I look more if I can get land or property that I can get development. I was on the phone today trying to make an offer for £1 million subject to planning permission, and unfortunately they've got other offers in, so that was not going to work. But it doesn't stop me trying, and that's one of the things that you have to do. But there are a lot of people out there selling and say, guess what, you can leave your job. Here comes the red arrows. They're just about to come back over. They love this little circuit here. They're actually, if you know much about them, they're actually leaving RAF Scampton, I think in about a year or two, but they're only going to move to, I think, Waddington, not too far away, and they're going to use this same airspace, so we won't notice a difference. But it's great fun having them here. But, you know, some people will say, look, come and learn with me, you can leave your job and be financially free. Well, unfortunately, you know, a lot of people who are saying this are not showing you the hard work that you have to do. They're not being upfront in the way that it's going to cost you some money to get in. And, you know, there are many trainers out there who are more focused on getting money into them than are more interested on what you are doing in your life and what you want to do. So look, one of the things that I am going to be setting up, and even in COVID, providing we can only have 6 people, is I'm going to do some small mentorship groups on 5 people and myself around a table once a month. This is only for people who have funds, who can invest, and hopefully on their journey already, but they want to accelerate, they want to step up, they might want to be doing some development, they might want to do other things. So that's an opportunity. If you're interested, drop me an email. It is application, that is true. It is application, and then we have an interview and everything else. But this is for a small group, positive people. There's no high-fluted promises that you're going to make millions in a week and all that palaver. I'm never, and if you watch all of my training, I've never gone into that or gone down that road. Making money fast. That's what a lot of people say. You can make quick money. No. It takes some time. Even if you're doing service accommodation, you're doing rent to rent, here they come again. They're just going over the house. How about that? It's about 6 or 7 of them. There's quite a lot, and actually the pilots come down to my golf club. They have RAF days once or twice a year, take over the whole club, and some of the ground crew I played golf with, not the pilots yet. The pilots can only be stationed for 3 years and then they move on, so very interesting. But one of my friends helped train some of those pilots as well, so it's great fun. But let's get back. Look, making money fast. In property, you can't do it fast. Yes, you know, in relative things, but even if you're doing service accommodation, you're doing rent to rent, you're doing options, it's still going to take you, you know, several weeks, months to get it right, to get your systems in place, and that takes an awful lot of time. If you're doing, let's say, service accommodation, you're going to spend several £1,000s on kitting the place out. All these things. It is not get rich quick. Yes, it can make life-changing things. So my advice is, if you're in full-time employment, yes, property is great, and look into it. And if you have surplus money to use, you're coming up to a time that is unparalleled, I believe, in the British economy, that you'll be able to invest in property in the UK and do very, very well over the next 5 years. It's going to be phenomenal. Another thing is, it's not easy, but let's look at the Consumer Act of Consumer Rights Act 2015. What are the promises that people have to deliver? Well, one of it is that they have to satisfactory quality. So that means that there is a quality in relative to what you are paying for, and very much what is said, what is described in the legislation as described. So here we go. If you're buying group mentorship and someone says, yes, you're going to get group mentorship, and they get group mentorship, that's it. That's what you get. But if they turn around and say you're going to get one-to-one mentorship and you don't get it, you get group mentorship, I'm sorry, they have not given you as described what they've sold you. Therefore, they're in error. Therefore, you can get refunds and you can go back. It is that simple, guys. So if people aren't promising what you have, now don't get me wrong, if you buy something and you say it's group mentorship and it's there and it's all good, and you then decide you don't want to do it, you know, you bought something, and, you know, go and negotiate and try and get some sort of refund. If, you know, illness comes, if you're a trainer and you're taking money, please refund or give something back. It's wrong to just withhold. Now, I understand if someone comes in at the beginning of a journey and it's front loaded, you know, as ours are, we did a whole day of foundation work, really important, getting to know the numbers. One of the biggest things is people don't understand how to work the numbers out to see if a project is profitable or not. If you're struggling with that, I do some consultancy. If you want to book an hour or two time, let me know and we can sort it out, but there's a charge for that. And I've never had a problem me paying for expert advice, and if you want that, I'll look at your deal and I'll give you honest opinion. I'll give you feedback on that. The other thing, it has to be fit for purpose. So people can't sell you something that you cannot use. So let's take options. Options is where you have you come into a legal contract with an owner of a property. You have the right to buy, but not the obligation. It's not like exchange and completion. Well, that's fine, because as long as you learn it, then it's fit for purpose. You can use it. Now, you might turn around and say, well, I don't like them. Now I know what they are. I don't like them. I'm sorry, it's still fit for purpose. So you can't just say, I want money back because I don't like it. Remember, it has to be as described. It's not, if someone's saying you're going to make loads of money, sorry, you're only going to make loads of money if you apply it. This is what you can do with it. There's a difference between what you can and what you are going to do. And you really need to think carefully, do I want to put myself in front of this? There's a lot of skills to learn and a lot of techniques, a lot of language, a lot of negotiation, not by tricking people, by doing it properly, all right? And lastly, I put them together. High pressure sales is illegal. High pressure sales, if people's trying to do that, whether, listen, I've only got one place left, you're going to have it because I've got 3 more people looking at it. Run away, say thank you, I'm out. That's all. Just say no thank you and move on. That is my top tip for you. Really, do not be pressured into anything. It will be there for you, and guess what, if it's not now, these trainers are in the market to do more training. So if you miss it now, don't worry, never be high pressured in. But if you are high pressured in, again, you can get your money back, because if you improve that, log everything, and that's it. It's an interesting one, but as I say, I was going to put something together with that, and that is scams. So if they have got people coming on and saying, yes, I've met this person, they said that I'd make £1 million in a week, and guess what, I've made £2 million in this week, you and I both know that's a load of twaddle. So, you know, look for evidence, look what people are promising, and as described. So look, guys, I'm sorry I didn't get Rick on. If there are people you think you'd like me to interview, let me know and I'll get them on. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's given you a little bit of insight into the training side and your rights. God bless you. Bye-bye.